Babb, their quarterback, is a transfer from Missouri. They want to throw it around and go up-tempo on offense. That is their recipe to try to come in here and score some points on this very good defense for Ohio State. But it's going to be difficult because their offensive line is banged up. Babb has been hit more times than any other quarterback in college football. That's not necessarily what you want when you see JT Tuimoloau and Zach Harrison on the other side.
He's going to have a tough road in front of him today against these Buckeyes. Meanwhile, time now to join the third member of our team on the sideline, the All-American girl, Jenny Taft.
Guys, Ohio State has 3 main goals every single season, and we know them by now. They want to beat the team up north. They want to win a Big Ten championship game, and then they want to go all the way and win a national championship. Well, none of those things happened last year, and that has been driving this group all year. And you guys pointed out that their win last week, yes, they are still undefeated, but it was messy at times, and the team was heavily criticized for their performance at Northwestern last weekend. I asked Coach Day about the criticism, and he said sometimes when you have a win like that this time of year, it can be a good thing. It gave our guys an edge. And when we caught up with receiver Marvin Harrison Jr. yesterday, he said it just showed us that we still have so much work to do. Because when you play for the Buckeyes, it's not just about winning. Linebacker Tommy Eichenberg made very clear that we need to dominate because this fan base, well, they'll accept nothing less.
All right, Jenny, thank you very much. IU won the toss, deferred. Ohio State will receive. Similar conditions here in Columbus than it was last week in Evanston. Cold and snowy. As you take a look at the series note, first meeting in 1901, 96th meeting. IU versus Ohio State. Chris Freeman will send it away. Xavier Johnson, the deep man, and we're underway from Columbus. Johnson will field it inside the 5, crosses the 20, and will be wrapped up at the 25-yard line by Noah Pierre. And that'll bring on C.J. Stroud. And last week didn't have the best passing day because of the weather, but he used his legs to help get the win.
Well, this guy has had a remarkable couple of seasons, and right now, at least the betting favorite to win the Heisman Trophy, in large part due to the skill that he has on the outside, but it's also what he was able to do, like you said, Gus, with his legs and being an impact in the run game and affecting the run game from a positive standpoint running the football.
All right, first down and 10 for Ohio State at the 25-yard line. They'll fly it out wide. Marvin Harrison Jr., and he's chopped down quickly. No gain on the play. Nicely done, Jalen Williams. Offensively, let's take a look at the Bucks.
Well, up front, they've actually got a new tackle and late scratch for Juwan Jones at right tackle. That means that Josh Fryer, native from Indiana, is going to get the start at right tackle. The skill positions, we all know about this, right? Marvin Harrison Jr., I think he's the best wide receiver in college football. Miyan Williams gets to start at running back. Travion Henderson down today.
On second down and 10, here's Stroud underneath, hits Fleming, and Julian Fleming, the junior, makes the grab, gains 8 defensively for IU.
This IU team is missing their best player, Cam Jones, the linebacker. He was hurt earlier this year, has not been available for several weeks, but they do have Alfred Bryant back. This is a guy that I think is a very good player. And then in the back end, Bryant Fitzgerald, number 31. He's the type of guy that has to have a monster day if they're able to stop this Ohio State team.
Third down and 2 at the 33. Stroud in the shotgun. Here's C.J. back to pass with time, in trouble, rolls out of the pocket, gets a block, looking for the first down, and it doesn't look like he'll get it. Looks like he was knocked out of play by Jalen Williams prior to getting to the line to gain. We'll see. A 1-yard pickup on 3rd and 2.
Boy, he was trying to get this line to gain. Look at him lower his shoulder, and that is a big collision there. Great job by Jalen Williams from Memphis, Tennessee. Comes up and makes the tackle, forces C.J. Stroud out just before that line to gain, and Ohio State will go 3 and out on their first series.
James Head with pressure. So that brings up 4th down and 1. Jesse Mirko will punt it away from the 20. Connor Delp is the deep man. Delp fields it at the 19 and dragged down at the 15. Terrific special teams coverage, a 47-yard punt, and no return. Meanwhile, Connor Bazelak comes on to play for Indiana. Didn't play last week. He was banged up, and he's a Missouri transfer.
Well, this is a guy that attempts more passes per game than most in college football. In fact, second most in the FBS. And they're going to try to pitch it around. And Gus, they go fast. Nobody snaps the ball quicker than Indiana on a snap in and snap out basis.
On first down, they'll hand it off. And not a lot of room. Shivers may have gained one. Let's take a look at the lineups.
Banged up on the offensive line. Sales out. Parker Hanna, he's going to have to go in at right tackle. Skill position guys, watch out for Jalen Lucas. He's their most explosive player.
Bazelak to throw it again over the middle, and it's broken up, incomplete. Steel Chambers in on the play. James Bamba, the intended receiver, Ohio State defensively.
Harrison and Tuimoloau, they can get after it. Eichenberg has been outstanding at linebacker, and then these three safeties have played very well. Ronnie Hickman with that last pass breakup.
Third down and 9. And here's Bazelak to throw it underneath. Caught. A.J. Barner, not enough for the first down. He gains 5 on 3rd and 9. Indiana will have to punt it away.
Well, this defense, they are just vastly improved. Wonderful feature on Jim Knowles in this defense right there at the end of Big Noon kickoff. They really believe in each other, don't they? And their coach, Jim Knowles, the style in which he teaches them. They're playing faster this year. Gus, they're much more sound from a structural standpoint. And I don't know if there is an assistant coach in America that has done more in 1 year than Jim Knowles.
James Evans punting it away, and Egbuka is the deep man. He'll clear that ball loose. I don't know if it was touched by Ohio State. Indiana says it's their football. And they'll give it back to the Bucks. 12:01 to play first quarter. We'll take a quick break as we look at our game flow. Sponsored by Progressive, IU, Ohio State. Back in a moment. To start this game, here comes C.J. Stroud. First down and 10 at his own 35-yard line. Miyan Williams in the backfield with him, and they'll give it to Williams straight ahead with running room, and he'll get close to that first down. He may have gotten it. Remember, Travion Henderson, their other running back, banged up. He has a lower body injury.
Well, the Bucks fans, you heard the little murmur right there, right? Because they're like, you betcha, we want to see that positive run game.
And they'll pitch it to Williams down the sidelines. Miyan Williams out of bounds at the Indiana 25. Jonathan Haynes pushes him out of play, but it's a gain of 31.
Well, this is a nice job of this offensive line. Watch as they're moving over to their right, and they just cover up color, and then Williams does a good job of reading those blocks. Good job by Egbuka, number 2, on the outside. He gets a block right there. That springs Williams for another big run. That's 2 in a row now out of this run game. There's Travion Henderson unavailable today. Street closed over there, but liking what he sees. You know this was a point of emphasis for this Buckeye team all week long. They were hammering on that offensive line. We got to run the ball, and there they do it well.
26 carries, 111 yards, and 2 touchdowns last week against Northwestern for Williams. Here's a reverse. Marvin Harrison Jr. looking for a block now with a burst. Gets the first down, cuts it back. Marvelous. Down inside the 5-yard line of Indiana, a gain of 18 for number 18.
Well, nice little misdirection as the offensive line and the original run concept was going right. They just tossed it to Harrison Jr. going around the opposite side, and they used that little misdirection to get him free. Good job out in front. It was pulling linemen, and Harrison set him up. A nice first and goal.
First down and goal at the 5-yard line. Williams in the backfield. And C.J. Stroud wants to run it himself, cuts it back, but will be tackled for a loss. Indiana sitting right on that play. Aaron Casey, as well as Alfred Bryant, combining on the tackle. That's a loss of 1 yard.
Well, Stroud did an excellent job last week of really freeing up this run game and gaining some positive yardage in the run game, but there
6 carries, 79 yards for Stroud last week. Second down and goal at the 6. Here's Stroud to throw it this time. In the end zone. And incomplete. Harrison the target. Tywan Mullen there, though. Breaks that one up. And the Ohio State fans don't like it. They wanted a flag.
Yeah, they thought he was interfered with. You know, the reason Stroud couldn't get that out in front and it was severely underthrown is that Sio Nofo Ongatotoa had pressure, but there's the contact as Harrison's trying to get back to the ball. And Taiwan Mullen gets away with it.
So that'll make it 3rd down and goal at the 6-yard line. 2nd series for the Buckeyes. C.J. Stroud looking, guns it in the end zone, touchdown. Emeka Egbuka. That's his 8th touchdown of the year, 50th catch, and the Buckeyes take a 6-0 lead.
Egbuka's right here, and he's just going to come in. He's just going to hook up right into the end zone. And there was way too much depth given by those Indiana defensive backs. They can't be backing up all the way halfway into the end zone. Just an easy turn back to the quarterback. Egbuka's there for the touchdown.
30th passing touchdown of the season for C.J. Stroud. Noah Ruggles with the extra point, and it's good. Buckeyes waste no time. 6 plays, 65 yards. They score in 2 minutes and 19 seconds to take a 7-0 lead over Indiana here in Columbus.
Mikes, be a sub above. C.J. Stroud is above and beyond. If you look at his 2 years as a quarterback here for Ohio State, he has thrown more touchdown passes in a 2-year span than anybody in Big Ten history. 74. That's 10 more than the prolific Drew Brees. It's just an astonishing total. And in fact, that 74, Gus, puts him at number 6 all time in Big Ten history, tied with Chuck Long.
And for Stroud, he failed to throw a touchdown pass for the first time in his career as a starter last week. And he throws one early today. Here's Lucas trying to get outside, finally dragged down from behind at the 26-yard line. Nice tackle, Cody Simon for Ohio State on special teams. So what does this Indiana team need to do to try to move the football against this Ohio State defense?
Well, I think that front 7 is going to be too tough to move the ball against as they're trying to run it, and they got to stay away from that pass rush. So what I would do if I was Indiana is try to get the ball on the perimeter as quickly as possible. The ball out of the hand of Connor Bazelak as quickly as I can.
1st and 10 of the 25. Shivers in the backfield. And Bazelak dumps it off incomplete. Barner, the target, that one thrown at his feet. Brings up 2nd and 10.
This offense, coordinated by Walt Bell, is very similar to what you saw out of Baylor under Art Briles in 2013-14. Very spread out. These wide receivers all the way outside the numbers.
2nd and 10 of the 25. Bazelak with the pitch to Shivers. Little hole. Shivers will tumble forward. Gains 4 yards close to the 30-yard line. Tuimoloau with the tackle. And what a game he had against Penn State a few weeks back.
Just a dominant performance from JT in that game, and it was really in situations just like this, Gus. Obvious passing situation, his ability to rush the passer. He's explosive. He's got great instincts.
3rd down and 6 at the 29. Bazelak looking for the 1st down, decides to run it, and will be lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing there. Vincent with the tackle in the middle. And Indiana will have to send it away once again.
Well, Teron Vincent is going to clean this up, and JT, he had a nice little rush on the outside as well. This is the rush. He's going to come back under, and then he forces them right to Vincent, and Tuimoloau and Teron Vincent are there. Teron Vincent was so highly recruited coming into his career here at Ohio State, and he's just reaching that potential this year. He's been excellent so far this year.
Evans sends it away. Egbuka lets it drop, and it'll take an Indiana roll and be downed inside the 25-yard line. 48-yard punt. So C.J. Stroud and the Ohio State offense will play with the long field with a 7-0 lead. Illinois at number 21 on the season. They're taking on Purdue today in Champaign, up right now 7 in Champaign.
And don't forget to tune in to the Big Ten Championship game presented by Discover, December 3rd on Fox.
First down and 10 of the 22. And it's Miyan Williams breaking tackles with a stiff arm, trying to break it back, stood up, and it'll be dropped at the 29 by Aaron Casey, a 7-yard run. November 26th, folks. That's the date for Ohio State and Michigan looming, right? Next week, well, Michigan this week at home against Nebraska. Ohio State with these Indiana Hoosiers this week. Maryland next week. Here's a handoff. Williams again. First down, Ohio State. Michigan has Illinois next week. That'll be a tough game in Ann Arbor.
You're going to see a couple of good blocks here, and this is what wasn't happening a week ago. Last week, what you weren't getting is those sustained blocks and a nice hole from Miyan Williams, who reads it beautifully and is able to get upfield. Now, Williams has already come out here and had much more productive first half than he did in the first half. A week ago, he's got 4 carries, Gus, for 58 yards already.
First down and 10 of the 38. Stroud flips it out, and it's Xavier Johnson. Johnson down the sideline with running room. Xavier Johnson finally crashes out of bounds inside the 30, a 32-yard reception.
I'll tell you what, this is unselfish football right here. Emeka Egbuka, he caught the touchdown earlier. Watch number 2. He's just going to get after it on the outside. Blocking against Christopher Keys, number 7. He just stays with him, stays with him, stays with him. And that allowed Xavier Johnson to make that secondary move, get down the sideline on the left. Look at Egbuka still just working hard all the way to the finish. Boy, you can tell. You think they weren't harping on toughness and blocking and run game? I know that was a little flip-out swing route, but Gus, these guys are getting after it.
Here's Stroud, sets up, looks deep, and incomplete. Harrison had a step. Jonathan Haynes defensively. What makes C.J. Stroud such a great young player?
Well, it's a combination of a lot of things. First of all, he's very intelligent. He knows exactly where he's going with the ball. He knows what he's looking at, and this is a system that rewards that knowledge. He's also very good with his feet. I think actually underrated with his ability to manipulate the pocket and get himself into a clean throwing position. And then, Gus, he's very accurate with the ball. When you're that accurate and you've got skill on the outside, like guys like Marvin Harrison, you present yards after the catch, and he does that in spades.
On 2nd and 10, they'll run it straight ahead with Williams. And Miyan Williams, who's been banged up this season, carrying the load, a heavy load, today with Travion Henderson being out with the lower body injury. You saw him in a boot at their facility yesterday.
They're hoping that they can get their run game, and more specifically that running back room, healthy real quick.
They're down in 5. Williams running right this time. Williams picks up the first down and more as he gets to the 13. Aaron Casey hauls him down, but it's a 10-yard gain and a first down. And it looks like Miyan Williams is heading for a big day.
Well, and this right side, I tell you what, they're doing a good job. And again, Josh Fryer, number 70, this is not your normal starter. DeJuan Jones, the normal right tackle, is out, and Fryer has been great.
Williams again, this time will be tackled for a loss. Remember earlier this year against Rutgers, he had 5 rushing touchdowns, which tied the Ohio State record set by Pete Johnson in 1974 and tied by Keith Byers 10 years later.
And now a youngster checks in the ballgame at the backfield position. Gus, we're going to see Dallin Hayden here, number 5. He's a freshman from Memphis, Tennessee.
2nd down and 11. Hayden will get a carry. Hayden with a burst. Hayden to the end zone. Touchdown, Ohio State. 14 yards as the freshman hits pay dirt. Good burst from Hayden. Watch as they're going to bring the motion across, and then Gus,
is there's just nobody out here. There's just nobody in the support area, and Hayden's able to just look at that and say, okay, I can burst out there and get into the end zone. Part of that is how wide the formation was. The wide receivers spread out way far. No support player there, and that's an easy touchdown.
Extra point is good. 8 plays, 78 yards. Buckeyes score in 3 minutes and 37 seconds, and they're running the rock over 100 yards rushing. Big Noon Saturday is sponsored by Pacific Life, creating financial security for more than 150 years. Skycam coverage is provided by Goodyear, road tested and game ready. Goodyear, more driven. 14-zip. Buckeyes on top of the Hoosiers here in Columbus. Jalen Lucas ready to return it for Indiana. Fielding sends it away. Lucas inside his own 5. Tries to get outside with a little bit of a lane and goes out of play at the 20-yard line. In 2019, with Chase Young and Jeff Okudah, Ohio State had the #1 ranked defense in FBS, and life was good for the Buckeyes. But in 2020 and 21, they found themselves lost in the proverbial defensive desert, not cracking the top 50 in college football. This season, however, it's a return to the comfy confines of the Oasis as Jim Knowles has the Buckeyes back in the top 10.
Hey, man.
That was good.
Did Brutus just slide down the desert face first?
You know what? Brutus is talented. But Coach Knowles doing a wonderful job here in Columbus as Indiana fumbles the snap, and they'll lose 2 or 3 yards on the play. What's the difference? What has Jim Knowles come in and done that's made this defense so good this year?
How much time you got, buddy? So much, Gus. I mean, it's not just his teaching style, but it's the actual scheme of what they use.
Second down and 12. Ball caught. Emery Simmons will get out of bounds. He's close to the first down in front of Lathan Ransom.
As far as the scheme goes, they use these 3 safeties, and they disguise their coverage about as well as anybody in the country. You don't know which safeties are going to drop back into the middle. Maybe it's going to be a cover 2 look. They can come down and play cover 0. They're very active in the defensive line. You know, you've got these 3 safeties, and they're kind of all over the field, and it's just really difficult to know where they're at.
And Barner with the catch, but he's gang tackled. Steel Chambers, Kamryn Brown combining on the play. And Indiana will have to punt once again.
And then you combine the new scheme with what I feel like is great development and experience. And Coach Day talked about the experience of their guys, in particular in the defensive line, some of those defensive backs, including those safeties. You know, these guys have played a lot of football. They're playing fast. They tackle well. And it's one of the reasons why they've made such a drastic improvement in defense from last year to this year.
James Evans will punt from his 12. Egbuka is the deep man. He goes over to the sideline. That ball trickles out of bounds, and we'll stay right here. A 32-yard punt. College football on Fox continues with another Big Ten matchup as Maryland battles number 14 Penn State. Then in primetime, 6th-ranked Oregon looks to continue their push for the playoffs when they take on number 25 Washington, followed by Arizona battling number 12 UCLA, all on Fox and the Fox Sports app. What do you think when you watch that Oregon team play led by quarterback Bo Nix?
Yeah, they have gotten much better, obviously, from week 1. They're the best offensive line in the Pac-12. Dan Lanning has done a heck of a job. You know, but they're going to have a stiff test tonight against Washington. Washington is the #1 passing offense in the country.
First down and 10 at the 42. Stroud winds up, goes deep, has a man caught. Marvin Harrison Jr. touchdown. Marvelous Marv, 58 yards. He's the best in the country, folks.
Well, this is what a positive run game gives you. They ran for over 100 yards already in this first quarter. So what does the safety have to do? He's got to get involved in the run game. They go that run fake, and then boom, Harrison is by him. because they have to commit the resources to stopping Miyan Williams. That's why it's important for Ohio State to establish their run game early in games. They play on their terms and create big plays.
Extra point is good. A 58-yard touchdown reception for Marvin Harrison Jr. 21-0. Our veterans deserve to live with dignity and independence, not on the streets. That is why we at Fox Sports are making camo our cause. This Veterans Day, in support of the Honor U.S. Vets campaign, visit usvets.org/FoxForward to learn how you can help end veteran homelessness. Marvin Harrison Jr., the son of NFL Hall of Famer Marvin Harrison. He got it on his folks. His dad was his coach when he was a kid. Right now, Big Marv coaching their younger son, 13-year-old Jet. But he got the first one through. Marvin Harrison Jr. just turning out to be a joy to watch, just like his dad was at Syracuse. 3 straight touchdowns for Ohio State in the span of 7 minutes.
Well, here's their college careers, the comparison. Through 11 games, Marvin Harrison, he was phenomenal as a sophomore, but Marvin Harrison Jr. just a little bit better. Now, maybe not yards per catch, but again, style of offense has changed dramatically. You know, Gus, I hesitate to do things like this because you don't want to put too much expectation on a guy too early in his career. I will just tell you that the more that I watch film on Marvin Harrison Jr. this year, he's the best wide receiver in college football.
Here's Bazelak, make that Dexter Williams with a run, and he gets out of bounds. Nice gain of 16 yards.
It's not just that. I think that Marvin Harrison Jr. will be the best receiver in the NFL someday, maybe shortly, 3-4 years. I think he's the best non-quarterback that I've covered doing this in my career already as a sophomore. He's that good.
And it's Josh Henderson with the run. He'll gain 1 yard on the play.
Dexter Williams for Indiana, number 5. He does give them a much different dynamic to try to equate the numbers in the run game. You saw it on that play as he scampered for a first down, only thrown for 36% so far this season, and a couple of interceptions. So fairly one-dimensional now, and that's why you see these wide receivers see out there now bunched in. Now they're going to bunch in and try to run the ball.
2nd down and 9 at the 42. Play action. Williams sets up, fires the deep ball, and caught. Anderson Colby ran a great route, camped under it, gains 47 yards, and all of a sudden, Dexter Williams comes into the game throwing strikes.
Bad rotation. Jordan Hancock, number 7, never got over and deep down the middle of the field, and Colby was able to get that post route. Good throw from Dexter Williams deep down the middle.
1st down and goal at the 10-yard line. Can Indiana pay it off? Henderson in the backfield. Dexter Williams hands it to him, and he'll get inside the 10, a 3-yard gain. Tuimoloau with the tackle for Ohio State.
Boy, that was a great throw. A nice play call by Walt Bell. Got tight like that, like they wanted to run the ball, and then a big heavy play action. They got it thrown right down the middle. You can see Ronnie Hickman, the safety, number 14. He's the one that kind of bit on that big post play. And they got behind him, but now Dexter Williams and this offense need to punch it in.
Dexter Williams, 6'1", 200, redshirt sophomore from Macon, Georgia. 2nd and goal at the 7. And Williams rolls out, looking, and he'll just get rid of it, throwing it out of the back of the end zone. Cody Simon with pressure.
Well, what you see now is the defense changes up what they want to do, and so they're going to make sure that one of the linebackers always has quarterback responsibility because of Williams' ability to run the ball. So Simon there was not so much worried about that first run fake. He was immediately going outside to cover number 5, the quarterback Dexter Williams. I'm sure they'll be spying again here on 3rd down with one of those linebackers.
Dexter Williams leading the way now as he replaces Bazelak. 3rd down and goal at the 8. Williams floats it in the corner. Caught. Touchdown, A.J. Barner. Throw it up high, and the big tight end at 6'6" hauls it down. And Indiana on the board with a little juice now with Dexter Williams in the game at QB.
Well, this is a mismatch. A.J. Barner, 6'6", 250, working against Cam Brown, who's back in the lineup. He's only 6 foot, 192. Brown has good position, but look, he just goes up and over. A.J. Barner, I think, is their best skill position player on the outside. They give him a chance in the end zone, and he's able to bring it down.
Charles Campbell, good on the extra point. 6 plays, 75 yards for Indiana with the big 47-yard reception. And the Hoosiers striking quickly, 21-7. Dexter Williams, the catalyst on that drive. Now, Pat Carney, the drummer from the Black Keys, is here. The Black Keys are Ohio natives in town for Joe Walsh's 6th annual Vets Aid benefit concert tomorrow night. All proceeds will go directly to veteran services charities that have ties to Ohio.
I need a pom-pom. I need a pom-pom.
He said he needs a pom-pom. A lot of the soldiers in attendance today. Always good to see their faces. They protect and serve. Xavier Johnson back deep. Starts from the 3-yard line with a lane. Gets across the 30. Finally thrown down at the 34. And that'll take us to the end of the first quarter. 21-7 to score. Ohio State having no problem scoring. But Indiana trying to hang with them. Now by 14. The iconic Ohio Stadium. And right now, Ohio State and Indiana battling 21-7. Our score as we start the second quarter. There's a handoff to Miyan. Williams trying to get outside, bottled up, and it'll be tackled for a loss. Matthews first man to him, but there is a flag on the play.
It looked like Cade Stover, the tight end, had a good hold on Desan McCullough.
During the run, holding, offense number 8. That penalty is declined. 2nd down.
Loss of 3.
Good defense there front side for this Indiana team. And after that positive offensive series, this is a chance, right? I mean, this is when the defense, you got to go out there and you got to try to attack. Just sitting back and allowing Ohio State to get in rhythm is not going to work. So if I'm Indiana here, I'm going to try to attack them a little bit, try to throw their timing off, maybe get a free rusher in C.J. Stroud's face.
2nd and 13 at the 30. C.J. Stroud over the middle and caught Marvin Harrison Jr. again. He just caught his 11th receiving touchdown of the year. This reception for 26 yards. And you just wonder, is this kid a Heisman candidate as well, Joel Clark?
Well, he's certainly going to be in line for a Biletnikoff Award. I mean, that's not even all that accurate a throw. I'm telling you, this guy is just a sensational player.
First down at the 45. Stroud play fake, sets up, guns it over the middle, and incomplete. Julian Fleming looks like he had that one knocked out of his hands by Lanier. Brylan Lanier knocks it out of his hands, brings up 2nd and 10.
You know, I don't mean to disagree with you, but I think on defense here is Fleming's chest. Yep, that's right. He just eject button on his own chest, and we saw that far too often last week from Fleming. This is a guy that needs to increase his consistency when it comes to catching the football. And I know the elements were not easy a week ago against Northwestern, but that one just a clear drop.
2nd and 10 at the 45. Williams, gain a yard. Maybe 2. McCullough stands him up.
You know, McCullough is a heck of a player. 0 for Indiana. He's just a true freshman. Deshaun McCullough, the highest rated recruit Indiana's ever gotten. He was originally committed here to Ohio State, and he followed his dad, was an assistant coach at Indiana. He decided to go to Indiana. His dad has since moved on and is now an assistant coach at Notre Dame. He does have a brother that had to medically retire here at Indiana, so it's a bit of a family atmosphere, but good play there.
3rd down and 8 at the 43. Stroud in trouble and incomplete. Great pressure coming from the strong side for C.J. Stroud, and Ohio State will have to punt it away.
Well, you're going to watch Aaron Casey. Here he is, and he's just going to swing around, and he's going to be right in the face of C.J. Stroud, who then can't get enough on that ball as he's trying to find Egbuka going across the field, and Egbuka just can't go and corral that pass, and Ohio State will have to punt. And that's exactly, I told you, they need to increase the pressure, get someone free rushing in the face of C.J. Stroud, and they were able to do it.
Jesse Mirko standing at the 43. Connor Delp is the deep man for IU at the 5. And he has it inside the 10-yard line, 34-yard punt. So Indiana forces Ohio State to punt it away. Hoosiers will get the football back down 21-7. Head coach of Ohio State, and Indiana welcomed him with a 32-10 loss. It was Hayes' second career loss with the Buckeyes, and he would never lose to Indiana again. Dexter Williams in at quarterback, replacing Bazelak. This time it's Shivers on the ground. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage and gain 2 yards on the play.
It's interesting right now is that Ohio State has had to change their scheme because of Dexter Williams, and so they've inserted their 3rd linebacker. That's Cody Simon, number 30, and they've taken one of their safeties out. So a little bit different structure right now for Ohio State than what they normally play.
2nd down and 8 at the 11. Williams sets up a screen on the far side, doesn't fool anybody. How about that? Ronnie Hickman brings down A.J. Barner. A loss of 2 yards.
He had him in man coverage, just followed him across the formation and was there to make the stop. Hickman has been really good this year. Gus, these 3 safeties, along with Tanner McAllister, Lathan Ransom, Josh Proctor, all these guys that get in as safety for Ohio State, they've been excellent. But Hickman probably the best of the bunch.
3rd down and 10 now for Dexter Williams and the Indiana offense from their own 9-yard line. Williams got a nice arm, steps up, wants to run it, looking for a block, and it'll be hauled down. Whoa! What a tackle by Steel Chambers. Come here, man. And get down. Steel Chambers with the one-handed tackle.
Well, Steel Chambers, here he is, kind of that weak side linebacker, and as he gets depth in his pass drop, he's just going to keep his eyes right there in zone on the quarterback, and then he's able to react up and make the tackle. Dexter Williams trying to find that edge, but remember, Steel Chambers, who used to be a running back, he's got that athleticism, and he's able to make the tackle.
Got a great college football name, Steel Chambers, as Indiana's Evans sends it away. Egbuka. And he has it at the 43. 44-yard punt. Ohio State with great field position to start. Here comes C.J. Stroud and the Buckeyes on offense after that defense gave him the football back. 21-7. Heisman Trophy winners. You go over to the Woody Hayes Center, folks, and they got all those Heisman trophies in the building. Really nice thing to watch as Miyan Williams runs it straight ahead. And he'll get about 7.5, 8 yards on the play. You know,
that type of run right there, just straight downhill, I think that's where Ohio State needs to major in their run game.
2nd down and 1, Stroud to Williams, and that's incomplete. So that'll bring up 3rd down and 1.
You know, this is an offensive line that is big as you watch the incompletion right here. And again, there's a little moisture now on the turf as it's been flurrying, a little snow out there. And I will say, the modern glove, Gus, you've heard me say this, you get a little moisture on the football. The new style of glove, as opposed to what was used about 20 years ago, it becomes very slippery with a little moisture. And so that one just goes right through the hands of Miyan Williams. when it's dry, it's like Velcro. Just ask Odell Beckham, right?
How about that? 3rd down and 1. Williams looking for the first down, has more. Williams, 30, 20, 10, touchdown. Miyan Williams and Ohio State, 48 yards. Miyan Williams, 11 carries, 128 yards, and a touchdown.
Well, Miyan Williams running downhill is where he needs to be, and there's the hole. I think Ohio State gets away with a little hold right there on their center, Luke Whippler, and Williams takes advantage. It's wide open, and there's the burst. You see the speed, and this run game has clearly shown up today. They are hitting their stride running the football.
Ohio State 160 yards rushing with 10:41 to play in the first half. Miyan Williams picking him up, putting it down. Indiana can't stop it. Another huge run. 11 carries, 128 yards, averaging close to 12 yards per carry. As Ohio State takes a 28-7 lead here in the first half.
Well, our Pacific Life game summary sponsored by Pacific Life, creating financial security for more than 150 years. Look at those rushing yards for Ohio State, 160 already on the ground for the Buckeyes. They're 3 of 5 on 3rd down, and that's really the focus. You know, after last week and what happened, and listen, they had 50, 60-mile-an-hour winds against Northwestern, gusts up to 65, 70, and they weren't able to run the ball that great. And there was a lot of talk, including from guys like me, about the fact that they had to get better on the ground. They heard it, Gus, because look at what they've done so far today. They have been outstanding. 10.5 yards per carry already so far through the first half.
So first down at the 25-yard line for the Hoosiers. And it's Williams running it. And he'll get out of bounds. Dexter Williams. Gain 7 on the play.
Yeah, he made his college debut last week against Penn State, and Tom Allen, was asked about Dexter after the game, and he said he was encouraged by the way that he responded and played. I agree. By the way, I watched that film, liked the way he threw the football. He had that nice throw down the middle of the field, and Tom Allen just said, we're trying to maximize our roster, give young guys a chance to prove themselves, and Dexter Williams is doing that. Gus, this offense clearly has more life, and obviously more dynamic life with Dexter Williams in the game.
On 2nd and 3, here's the pitch. And Tommy Eichenberg comes up and makes the play. Here's a young man that's really starting to stand out for Ohio State on defense.
Well, watch how fast he diagnoses the play, and then he's in the backfield. This guy is one of the great run stoppers in college football, and it's because of that commitment and the quick diagnosis. He's able to get into the backfield quickly, even when he's not blitzing.
3rd down and 4 at the 31. Jalen Lucas with Dexter Williams. Here's Williams to throw it. Steps up. Flags everywhere. Incomplete. Emory Simmons, the target, couldn't hold on, but there is a flag.
I think they're going to get a chop block on Indiana here. That's the way it looked to me. Jalen Lucas.
Personal foul. Chop block on the office. Number 12. That penalty will be declined. Result of the play, 4th down.
So watch as Jalen Lucas, he's going to block Steel Chambers low as Chambers is engaged with number 50, Zach Carpenter. That's when the flag comes out. All the flags, all 3 of them. The umpire, the referee, the back umpire, they all threw their flags in there.
So that brings up 4th down. Evans, a busy man for Indiana. Their punter inside his own 20. Egbuka allows it to take a bounce and will be down close to the 15-yard line. Let's go downstairs and check in with Jenny.
Well, we've been been talking about Marvin Harrison Jr., and we've really been able to see him blossom in front of our eyes this entire season. We sat down with him yesterday. He lit up when we asked about his dad, and I know you guys have been talking about that relationship, but what's so cool is he said that work ethic, he learned it from his dad. He saw it from an early age. He knew what was needed to be successful, and everyone jokes that if you can't find Marvin, he's working on himself. He's doing something. He is always trying to get better, and I asked him about living in the moment and understanding that because of his name, of course, there would be expectations, and he said, I try to take it day by day. I'm blessed to do this thing, but this journey for Marvin Harrison Jr., as we know, it is far from over.
All right, thank you, Jenny. 1st and 10 at the 16 for Ohio State. Stroud, sideline. Harrison tries to turn it up, and Marvin Harrison Jr. up to the 29. Tywan Mullen had to hold on after a gain of 12. And Marvin Harrison told us yesterday that that's the thing he's working on, trying to gain more yards after the catch.
When I asked him, I was like, what area of your game do you want to work on? He just flatly was like, all of them. And he was like, but if I had to put one on there, it's definitely yards after the catch.
Hayden, who scored a touchdown, the freshman from Memphis, running it. Bradley Jennings with the stop after a gain of 6.
There's really 3 elements that make a great player at any position, right? Do you have the instincts? Do you have the athleticism? And do you work hard enough, right? And some guys, you can succeed in this sport of having 1 of 3 or 2 of 3. But when you put together all 3, you get a supernova. And that's exactly what Marvin Harrison Jr. is.
2nd down and 4, Hayden.
Because, Gus, when you watch him move on the field, he moves just like his dad, creates space, small choppy steps that lead into big explosive strides to create that space. He catches everything in his vicinity, but he also understands coverage. He's a very smart player. You know, the combination of all those things means that Marvin Harrison Jr. is always open and catches everything. If I'm C.J. Stroud and I need a completion, I'm looking at 18, period.
Just throw it up there. 3rd down and 2 at the 36. Stroud, cool customer today. 7 of 12, 143 yards, 2 touchdowns. Here's Stroud to throw it all day. Stroud now gets out of the pocket on the move, crosses body, incomplete. Stover, the tight end, who had a big touchdown reception against Penn State, can't hold on. Jalen Williams in coverage.
Well, it was good protection, and what they were trying to do was get Stover running right down the middle of the field, but Stroud didn't like it, and part of that was because Bradley Jennings, number 5, did an excellent job from his linebacker spot of running right down the middle of the field with the tight end.
So Indiana turns the Buckeyes away as Jesse Mirko comes in to kick it from the 22. Connor Delp hovering around his own 20. Mirko, end over end kick, and fair caught at the 29. We'll take a break. 28-7. Here come the Hoosiers on O when we return.
The time on the campus here at Ohio State, the world famous Ohio State, earlier this week on Thursday, as Williams drops back, throws this one way down the field. Incomplete. Because you gave a phenomenal speech this week, and that was just part of it. Your explanation of why every time we come on the air you say the world famous Ohio State Buckeyes. It was a wonderful explanation and story, and I know everybody was thrilled that you were here and speaking.
It was I was very honored just to have an opportunity to speak here at the university, and Jesse Owens, my father, he talked about Jesse almost from the time I could hear, and what he did when the world was on the brink of war, and how he won those 4 gold medals in Berlin in front of a bad man who was promoting a bad theory of racial superiority. You can never forget that, as the whole world found out about Jesse, about Ohio State during that time. He showed us that we could beat that dude at his house. 2nd down and 10 at the 29.
Love you, brother. I tell you what, that was it was a great talk, and I know everybody here was absolutely enthralled with what you said and everything that went on Thursday.
Gratitude to Ohio State. Thank you. 3rd down and 4. Let's see if Dexter Williams can move this football. Dexter throws it to the sideline. Oh, incomplete. Ronnie Hickman in coverage. Simmons, the target. This Ohio State defense continues to swarm.
Yeah, there's not a unit in this country that has improved more, and just great timing by Hickman. He doesn't ever turn back, but he didn't impede Simmons' ability to catch the ball until the ball arrived. So great timing on his part. But boy, I mean, the improvement on this defense last year was not good. And Jim Knowles has made them one of the better defenses in the entire country.
In the meantime, ball down to the 15. Let's check in with Rob Stone.
All right, guys, things coming up on the State Farm at halftime. We're going to check in on a pair of top 10 SEC teams in action, both of them in tight affairs. We'll also take a look at the congested Big Ten East, Illinois and Purdue in a big one. And Notre Dame, guys, they look to continue their winning ways. The guys will join you at the break.
All right, Rob, thank you very much. Rob Stone with the coat on today.
I know.
Rarely see that from the California dude.
Well, it's because he's getting ready for the warm weather. You're heading to the Qatar this week for the World Cup.
No coats needed.
No coats needed there, but you, along with our Ginny Taft, several members of our crew here, going over to cover, the world's game and the biggest event on the planet. So good luck, and you guys are going to kill it.
Yes, we are.
First down.
You nailed it, Clatter. We are. Thanks, brother.
Hayden. 3-yard gain.
Gus and I still can't quite wrap our heads around. We're losing the All-American.
We're losing everybody.
We're losing the All-American girl for the last few weeks.
Oh, my God. Jenny.
What are we going to do?
Rob. Producers.
What are we going to do?
I don't know. Got a couple of big football games, though, coming up.
You think so?
I think so. 2nd and 7 at the 19. C.J. Stroud. Sideline. Oh, Marvin Harrison Jr. was open again. Stroud will wish that he had that one back. You don't see C.J. Stroud miss throws like that very often. Tywone Mullen covering.
Nope, just out of the reach of Marvin Harrison Jr. And he had a step and a half right there. Probably goes the distance, and that's why Stroud squats down. He's like, oh, killing me. he wants that one back.
C.J. Stroud, 7 of 14, 143, 2 touchdowns. 3rd down and 7 at the 19-yard line. Stroud winds up again in the seam. And caught. Well done, Cade Stover, the tight end. He's got soft hands, folks, to be such a big guy at 6'4", 255.
How about the ball placement right there? That was an excellent throw. Probably better catch there as he's working right down the middle of the field against Devon Matthews, the safety for Indiana. But that's the throw that C.J. Stroud wants to make. And how about that? He misses Harrison Jr., and then he comes right back, Gus, and delivers just a beautiful throw in a great spot to his tight end, Cade Stover.
Makes it 1st down and 10 at the 49. Stroud handing it off. Williams breaking tackles. And he'll pick up a 1st down. This kid is rugged. Well, Pierre with the tackle. Miyan Williams is 5'9", weighs 225.
Well, one of the things they challenged him with this week is, can you make one guy miss? Several times against Northwestern, there would be one guy unblocked, or the one unblocked defender, and that guy would bring Williams down. And today, that's not been the case.
They pitch it to Williams, and Williams leans forward. Deshaun McCullough with the tackle. No gain on the play. Williams will come out.
I do find it interesting. I get this when I watch their film, when I see them even here today, when they try to get on the edge and try to go side to side, I don't think that they're as good, Gus, as when they go right downhill at the middle of the defense with those big bodies they have. Remember, they got one of the biggest offensive lines in the country. They need to let them move forward and not side to side.
Stroud setting up, backing up, dancing around. Got rid of it. Oh, almost intercepted. That ball broken up by Taiwan Mullen. Ill-advised throw for Stroud. That'll bring up 3rd down and 10.
Well, he's got Harrison Jr. and he just didn't pull the trigger. I want you to watch Harrison Jr. He's going to come in and just hook up right here in the middle of the field, and he's got him. It's a read route right there. Ball out, completion, easy 1st down for Ohio State. Stroud did not pull the trigger, held the ball because of the good protection, and made an ill-advised throw over the sideline. Almost got picked off.
So 3rd and long for Ohio State. 3:32 remaining here in the first half. C.J. Stroud, sideline, high and incomplete. I don't know if Harrison, oh, he got a foot in bounds. How did he get a foot in bounds? Marvin Harrison Jr. again.
I mean, did he go back with his inside foot to touch? Watch this as he's trying to go down, and this left foot kind of slips out, and then he goes touch. Oh my goodness, you are kidding me. This guy is unreal. Unreal.
Here's a pitch. Williams will get to the 22. Devon Matthews with the tackle for Indiana.
Gus, this ball is thrown a little late and way too high. And look him go up the ladder. He's not going to get his outside foot down, and so he just puts that right foot back down. The body control, the athleticism. Oh, my goodness. That's why. That's why. Everyone's like, hey, like, Joel, why do you say what you do about this guy? That's why. That's not possible. It's not a possible outcome. Freaking out right now.
2nd down and 6 at the 22. Williams. Another hole. And Miyan Williams will get inside the 20. Aaron Casey stops him, and Williams is slow to get up.
Well, and this has been the problem with that backfield, is that they have not been able to gain any consistency because of the injury bug. They've dealt with it with Miyan Williams, and now today Travion Henderson is down, and that's been one of the things that Ryan Day has explained to us that they've been lamenting. Chip Trainum was supposed to be getting carries today, even some last week, but in practice this week he got banged up, so he's not available. And now Miyan Williams, who is having the game of his life, 15 carries for 147 here just in the first half, gets rolled up on right there at the end of the play. You can see those feet get rolled up on by Aaron Casey, number 44, and he is slow coming off the field. Ugh.
So 3 backs banged up for Ohio State. Travion Henderson, now Miyan Williams going down, has to be helped off. Chip Trainum. So what they have left.
In some regards, Gus, it's amazing that Ohio State is still so successful on offense this year. Think about what they've dealt with in the backfield. No consistency based on injury. They are without still today, and have been for the bulk of the season, what many thought was going to be the best wide receiver in college football in Jackson Smith and Jigba. And here they are, and they're still leading the country in scoring and leading the country in yards per play. That's how good and how deep this offense is, but this is not what the Buckeye fans want to see, in particular after Williams had such a good first half carrying the rock.
Miyan Williams suffered a hand injury against Penn State. There's Travion Henderson, their 5-star running back, who's out, had a boot on yesterday, so he has a lower body injury. It's not a good sign. Wow.
No, that is not a good sign. It did not look good as he got caught up under Aaron Casey. But now you start looking at it. Okay, so for the rest of the day today, Dallin Hayden will get a lot of carries, number 5. Thus, another guy that they'll bring over is Xavier Johnson, kind of the wide receiver, running back, kind of slash guy, number 10. He'll play a little in the backfield now. And then after that, you know, they don't have much.
On my depth chart, Joel, I have Jesse Mirko listed as a running back.
Well, because
he's the punter.
Yeah, he had the 1 carry. You know, he had the 1 carry on that fake punt against Rutgers.
3rd down and 2. Hayden. Aaron Casey with the stop.
I think he's going to go for this here on 4th down, and he will. G. Scott extra tight end. He'll jog onto the field, and they'll get some big personnel here. And we'll see what they're able to do after a highly productive half with 190 yards on the ground.
So 190 yards rushing. C.J. Stroud passing for 187 yards. Coach Allen, hopefully he can find some answers as we start this second half. Ryan Day's got a comfortable lead, but he must be concerned when he thinks about what has taken place with his running backs. Travion Henderson not playing this game. Miyan Williams hurt in the first half. We will see what kind of adjustments the Buckeyes make when they get the ball on offense. Let's go downstairs to Jenny.
Well, Gus, you took the words right from me because Coach Day was concerned, and Miyan Williams is out, guys, for the rest of the game. I think, unfortunately, we did anticipate that, and Coach Day said right now, I'm a bit concerned about that depth. He does expect Dallan Hayden to need to step up, but yes, the run game is something this team is worried about. Now, he was pleased with defensively how they adjusted to going up against a different quarterback in Dexter Williams. Coach Allen told me Williams will be the guy for the rest of the game. I said, what does he bring? He said athleticism, swagger, burst. I want to give him an opportunity to lead this offense.
On first down, here's a reverse. Simmons with a lane. Simmons breaking it downfield. Simmons out of bounds at the 35-yard line. Terrific play call. Lathan Ransom finally gets to him. However, Emory Simmons with a 44-yard pickup.
Eichenberg had a chance to make a tackle for loss. Missed the tackle in the backfield, and Emory Simmons way down the field.
First down at the 31. And the flea flicker. They throw it down the field, and it is incomplete. So all of a sudden, some razzle-dazzle from Indiana to start the second half.
And I love it, right? Like, come out here and throw the kitchen sink at Ohio State. What do you have to lose? And that's what I love about Tom Allen. Look at the smile on his face, right? Enthusiasm. You talked about that enthusiasm in the first half, Gus. And you know that he was in there at halftime saying, guys, we're going to throw everything we've got at Ohio State here. He put confidence into Dexter Williams, and they've come out in this second half and tried to do just that.
Opening drive of the second half for Indiana, second down and 10 at the Ohio State 31. Shivers, he'll get to the 25. Nice run, gain of 6. Hancock with the tackle.
Boy, I just love the pace and the urgency that this Indiana team is using. And by the way, they're not using that quick tempo, snapping the ball as quickly as what they have in the past during the course of this year. They've been a little bit more methodical under Dexter Williams.
Third down and 4 at the 25. IU may have found something in Dexter Williams, young man from Macon, Georgia. And they'll go straight ahead with Shivers. On 3rd and 4, they gain 2. That brings up 4th and 2.
Well, this is what it does, okay? I want you to watch Zach Harrison, the defensive end, and it just forces him to play slower because the read of the quarterback, it forces that end to read it out with him, slow his rush down, and because of that, you've got a better chance as an offense.
4th down and 2 at the 23. Play fake. They dump it high and incomplete. Wow. Dexter Williams, Steinfeld was open, but he threw it too high, and Indiana turns it over on down.
Well, what you're going to get is a little bit of a slide route, and he's open. And Williams right here, he's just got to be a little bit patient. If he's patient and he can just try to drop it over the top, but that one's just thrown too high and a little too far. And it's an incompletion on 4th down, and Ohio State is able to turn them away. They've got the play there that they want. Eichenberg and Zach Harrison had to commit to Williams because of his running ability, and Tom Allen says, oh, we were that close from a conversion there on 4th down.
So Ohio State will take over. As C.J. Stroud back on the field from their own 23. Hayden in the game at running back now. And they'll give it to the freshman. And he'll get to the 30. It looks like this kid's got a burst, Joel.
Well, he was recruited to Ohio State. So,
that's true.
You know what I mean? So, I mean, listen, These depth problems are real for Ohio State, but Dallin Hayden is a heck of a player, and this is a guy that he's got that burst. He's not quite the size that you would say is the prototypical kind of lead back for Ohio State at only 195 pounds.
Give it to him again, looking for the first down. He'll dive. Remember, Hayden had a 108-yard game against Toledo in week 2 with his first career touchdown.
You know, in high school, this guy ran for over 4,000 yards.
This is Tennessee. Fitzgerald coming up with the tackle. And that will bring up 4th down and 1. And Ohio State looks like they'll punt it away.
Well, they were trying to run that little quarterback read, and they crashed the end, but they did Indiana a great job on defense. Watch Fitzgerald, 31. He's going to enter your screen. He flew up from his safety spot, and he's responsible for the quarterback. In a couple of big moments last week, Ohio State ran C.J. Stroud on that zone read play. Indiana was ready for that. Great job of game planning and understanding, and Fitzgerald came down specifically for Stroud in that zone read concept and was able to get a stop.
Jesse Mirko punting at the 19. Counter dealt at the 25. Dealt with the fair catch signal and has it at the 22. 45-yard punt. So Indiana gets it back quickly. Let's see what the Hoosiers do against the Buckeyes right after this. Bet Super 6 Predictor app. One of the questions in today's Big Noon contest was, which team will have the most tackles and how many will they have? First down and 10 of 23 for IU. And they'll stay on the ground. This is Josh Henderson, the senior from Pennington, New Jersey. Tackled by Teron Vincent. Gain of 3 yards.
He was a transfer in from North Carolina. A guy that they thought was going to come in here and maybe solidify this run game. You know, they were decimated from a roster standpoint after last year by transfers, and so they had to bring a lot of guys in from the transfer portal.
Second down and 7. Outside, Henderson goes with the first down as he slips through the hole and keeps the chains moving. 11-yard gain. Ty Hamilton stops him.
Well, he's going to get around the edge, but I want you to watch JT Tuimoloau. He gets held by Luke Haggart right there on the left side. They get away with it and move the chains.
Williams stepping up in the pocket and sacked again. 4th sack for Ohio State. Lathan Ransom. He's having a heck of a game today. The young man from Tucson, Arizona.
And he came in on a little bit of a delayed blitz. And so what it's called, Gus, it's called a green dog. That means that he's got the back in coverage. And as soon as the back blocks in the pass protection, then he commits to the rush. So that green dog blitz, he comes in just a little bit late and is able to get home and get the sack.
Second down and 17 after the 7-yard loss. Williams looking backside, and he just gets rid of it. Under pressure by Ty Hamilton. And that'll make it 3rd down and long.
Well, and this is where you just got to kind of take your lumps. And Ohio State has been great forcing 3 and outs today. 6 3 and outs on the 9 Indiana possessions. And this is one of those cases as a young quarterback, you just got to learn. You don't put the ball in harm's way. And you certainly got to protect it against that rush. Remember, JT Tuimoloau, he's great at just stripping at that ball when he gets back into the backfield.
3rd down and 17 at the 30. Dexter Williams out of the pocket. Throws on the move across his body. Incomplete. Holt Bennett was the target. Looks like he was open, but Williams under pressure once again. And Indiana will send it away.
Just such a tough throw. Just running to his right, trying to throw it to a wide receiver that's running back towards the left. Just hard to have the arm strength to get that ball all the way there on target.
Evans from the 15. Blocked. Loose. Ohio State has the football at the Indiana 2-yard line. Lathan Ransom blocked it. What a game for Lathan Ransom. Number 12.
He came off of this. Watch, there he is. There's Ransom. And here he comes, and just a beeline to the punter. Great job. Goes for the foot. Gets it off the foot of Evans, and then it's a mad dash. Buckeyes are trying for that scoop and score, and Xavier Johnson's able to recover it right at the 2-yard line.
So Ohio State in business at the Indiana 2 after the block punt. First down and goal. Here comes C.J. Stroud. The handoff straight ahead. Hayden. No signal yet. It looks like he'll be down inside the 1.
Well, this is when he's going to learn real quick. Watch him and Matt Holt. Right here, 43. Bam. There's the collision. And what Dallin Hayden is going to learn right here is he's trying to get that ball. Their shin is down. His left shin is down. That ball was short. It looks like they're going to take a look. And then also there's an injured Indiana player on the goal line.
9:33 to play. Third quarter. Ohio State up 28-7. A freshman in at running back because of injuries. Hayden, the deep man in the I formation, second and goal. Play fake, Stroud, wide open, touchdown, Cade Stover. C.J. Stroud continuing to throw dimes.
This one's a great play call, too, in design. Here's Stover on this left side. Now watch as the play action is going to go all the way to the right. That's going to get the defender to commit to Stroud in the backfield, and Stover just sneaks out for an easy pitch and catch touchdown. You know, Ryan Day has all those little tricks. He did it against Penn State. Remember, he snuck Cade Stover right out across the middle of the field. He ran for a touchdown there. Terrific play call.
Fourth receiving touchdown of the year for Cade Stover. C.J. Stroud throws his third touchdown of the game. They pay it off after blocking the punt. Ohio State up big over Indiana.
Sunday. An iconic showdown. Shaped by history.
The receiver did not maintain possession.
It is good. The Packers are moving on.
Fueled by passion. A rivalry reborn. Cowboys, Packers, Sunday on Fox.
35-7 Ohio State, 9:32 to play here in the third quarter. Buckeyes ranked second in the nation, undefeated. As they send it away, Jalen Lucas is the deep man. And he has the fair catch. Let's go downstairs and check in with Jenny.
Well, obviously, guys, there's so much that goes into this.
You're absolutely right, Jenny. A lot goes into this. I think you wanted to talk about Ransom.
I think so.
He's having a wonderful game.
The microphone was having none of it, though.
Ransom today, 8 tackles, a sack and a half, and a block punt that turned into a Stover touchdown. First and 10 of the 25 for Indiana. Lucas.
We're going to get Jenny a new microphone.
Well, she's going to guitar.
Is that what?
After this game.
Did she just?
I think she just left.
Did she just leave?
She dropped the mic and got out of here.
A lot goes into going to Qatar. I'm out of here. Oh, man.
A lot going into Dexter Williams getting an opportunity to play.
Yeah.
He came in the first half for Connor Bazelak. Led him to a touchdown. The first time he had a chance to lead the offense. And things have slowed down since then, and that's because of the Ohio State defense.
Yeah, this defense is, again, statistically, they're one of the best defenses in all of college football. They played like it today.
3rd and 7. Dexter Williams Floats it up the sideline, back shoulder, incomplete, broken up at the last minute. This time it's Kamryn Brown with the pass breakup. McCulley was the intended receiver.
So this cornerback room of Jordan Hancock, Kamryn Brown, J.K. Johnson, Denzel Burke, they've been banged up a little bit. Hancock and Brown have not been on the field much, but Brown getting back into the depth here today. That was an excellent play as he reached back that left hand, and he's able to bat the ball away right at the last second.
7th 3 and out for Indiana. Evans. Egbuka. And it'll be down inside the 35. A lot of defensive highlights for Ohio State. This team doing well on the D-line as well as in the secondary. Those 3 safeties playing well under Coach Knowles.
During the kick, personal foul, number 21 of the kicking team with a face mask. That 15-yard penalty will be added on to the end of the kick. First down.
All right, we'll go to break. 35-7. Ohio State, the lead and the ball to save on rides and eats. $35-7. How much fun are these kids having here?
Decleaters everywhere.
Decleaters everywhere.
Oh, man.
First down for the Buckeyes. At the 48, C.J. Stroud. 10 of 18, 188 yards and 3 touchdowns. Stroud looks backside, wants to run it, tries the fake, gets down the sideline, picks up first down. Look at the quick feet. C.J. Stroud. Out of bounds. Stroud, swift, gains 8 yards.
I think all the way back at the 44, like you said, a gain of 8 because he just stepped out. Watch right here as he's trying to get away from Aaron Casey. There he does it. Now he's trying to keep himself in, and that step right there with his right foot looks like it may have just been out. He was trying to tiptoe, and nope. Just catches a little bit of white right there with that right foot.
Second down and 2. Here's C.J. Stroud again. And over the middle. Caught. Woo! Egbuka got leveled, but held on to the football. Matthews with the hit. But Egbuka hangs on for a 32-yard gain.
Great throw, and Egbuka he knows he's going to get hit, and bam, he takes a big hit from Devon Matthews. That's the same area of the field that those kids were just running around in those big clear, like pillowy things. That's exactly what that looked like.
First down at the 12. They drop it off. Stover. Nice move. Reaches. Touchdown Buckeyes. Second touchdown of the game for Cade Stover.
Boy, he is such a threat as a tight end, in particular when you've got to focus so much on the wide receivers on the outside. Does he stay up? He does. Look at that. I thought maybe that elbow was going to hit before he was able to extend across the goal line, but clearly keeps himself above the ground, extends with control of that ball for the touchdown.
Cade Stover with his second career 2-touchdown game. Extra point, good. The other one was against Wisconsin this year, and Ryan Day and the Bucks up 42-7 with 7:38 to play in the third quarter. Running back an issue for Ohio State. You get the feeling they're about to open this thing up with the pass. Capacity 102,780. One of the great programs in the history of college football. Today, the attendance 103,800. 88. And Jenny, guess what, Joel? She's back from
I'm back. Guys, I didn't go anywhere. Don't worry. You know I got stories for days. Okay, another one I love, and it's Cade Stover. And we've seen him, obviously, such an impact today, but I love where he comes from. He comes from a family farm, Mansfield, Ohio. That's where he gets his toughness from. This is what he says. He said, some people can't wait to get out of where they grew up. I can't wait to get back. He really looks up to his dad and that hard work. And on a farm, guys, you can't take a day off. That's where he gets his toughness from.
All right. Here's Shivers gained a yard on the play. I love Cade Stover.
Yeah.
I think he's developing. Remember Jeremy Rucker?
Yep.
He was also a wonderful tight end. Stover, big, strong dude.
That was
got the mohawk.
One of my favorite calls you ever made was that Rucker one-hand catch.
That's right.
In the Big Ten championship game. Stover, this guy was really talented, by the way, in high school. Ohio Mr. Football, Gatorade Player of the Year as a senior. And he was also his high school's scoring career leader in basketball in the hardwood. So he's got a little athleticism.
2nd down and 9. Shivers. Like those basketball players, even JT Tuimoloau credits his basketball ability with how he's doing on the football.
I wish more athletes in the current day, you know, I've got 3 small boys, and I'm appalled at how many kids now specialize from a young age into a single sport. I think it's terrible.
3rd down and 3. Williams looking for the 1st down, and he has it.
That's a good, tough run from Dexter Williams. Gus, I'm with you. You've said it a couple of times. I really like what I see from Dexter Williams, and I think Indiana has found something with him as a young player. This is a guy that's just going to get better in terms of developing his understanding of the game and his ability to throw it for Tom Allen. I do love Tom Allen's positivity. I saw him before the game on the field, and I asked him about his quarterback position, and he specifically mentioned Dexter Williams. He says, I'm excited to see number 5's growth. And I think we're seeing that. You know, I know that he hasn't been great throwing the ball in the last few series, but this is a guy that every single snap is huge experience for him. You know, it's monumental. I wish I could explain better what each snap means to a quarterback in live competition, in particular in a place like Ohio State against this defense. He is learning exponentially every time they snap the ball.
2nd and 5 at the 41. Williams with the handoff, and this time Ohio State's ready. Tommy Eichenberg brings down Shivers.
Watch him just react. I mean, he's out of there. The offensive line has no chance to get up to the 2nd level because he just beats them to the hole, and it's based on recognition. You know, this guy diagnoses the play as well as anybody out there, and he's the team leader in tackles. Because of that, he came into today with 85 tackles on the year.
3rd and 7. Jenny talked to Eichenberg yesterday at Ohio State's facility. Here's Williams. Under pressure, thrown down and sacked. Jack Sawyer. 5th sack of the day for Ohio State.
Well, here's Sawyer over here, and watch, he's going to go up the field, and then he's going to loop back inside of the defensive tackle. The O-line can't protect Williams, and Sawyer is there for another sack. We saw a sack right at the end of the 1st half. It's been interesting. He came in as one of the most highly touted recruits in the country. 5 overall, number 5 overall. And people have wondered, like, hey, when's the production coming? When's he going to be a great player? Well, let it take some time, and today he certainly played great.
Egbuka backs up. He'll start from the 20. No room. Goes all the way back to the 15. A 51-yard punt, a loss of 1. College football on Fox continues with another Big Ten matchup as Maryland battles number 14 Penn State. Then in primetime, 6th-ranked Oregon looks to continue their push for the playoffs when they take on number 25 Washington, followed by Arizona battling number 12 UCLA, all on Fox and the Fox Sports app.
You know, I can't see Michael Penix there in a Washington uniform without thinking about that game a couple of years ago, Gus, that we called here in the shoe between these two teams, Indiana and Ohio State, during the COVID year. And, you know, there was just a few less people in the stands that day, maybe about 100,000 less people in the stands that day. But that was a top 10 matchup between those two teams. Remember how well Indiana had played that year, in large part due to their quarterback, Michael Penix. He's moved on and gone up to Washington. He's the nation's leading passer right now as he faces the Ducks in Eugene tonight.
2nd and 3.
Indiana was ranked number 9 in the country that day.
Stroud. Stay on the ground as Cade. Talk about getting valuable experience. If you weren't with us, folks, Ohio State's had some running back issues. Travion Henderson did not play in this game because of a lower body injury. Now Miyan Williams, who was hurt in the first half, is out on crutches on the sideline. So Hayden, a freshman from Memphis, Tennessee, Dallin Hayden, has been getting the bulk of the carries. Xavier Johnson checks in to the backfield. He's a wide receiver. C.J. Stroud winds up, guns it. Incomplete. That ball thrown behind Marvin Harrison Jr. Almost picked off by Watley Neely.
Lim Watley Neely got away with a little bit of a shove there in the back of Marvin Harrison Jr., but that was a bit of a broken play. You know, Marvin Harrison basically has to turn into a defensive back. There's the little shove, and then Harrison Jr. just kind of gets a right hand on it, or that one definitely would have been picked off by Watley Neely.
2nd down and 10 of the 29. Out wide. And it's Harrison Jr. A gain of 4.
You know, that's one of the areas of this offense that has been really lethal over the years. And we've seen that. I mean, how many games have we done, right? And we see those little wide receiver screens, and guys can just take it. I mean, the distance we've seen, but gain 6, 7, 8 yards. Gus, this year that hasn't been as potent on the outside. And I was actually talking with their wide receiver coach, Brian Hartline, at the facility yesterday, and he talked about the need to get tougher blocking at the point of attack on the outside. And that's something that they need to get better at.
3rd and 6. Stroud underneath, has Fleming. And Julian Fleming with a nice burst, gain 16. Bryant Fitzgerald with the tackle.
He's a guy that they need to get a little confidence going. Here's Fleming. He's going to come in from that outside all the way out on that right side, and he just comes right underneath, wide open, but they need to get him going. He only had 1 catch last week. Had that drop earlier today, and he's a guy that needs a little bit of confidence, and they're going to need him to have some confidence, because without Jackson Smith and Jigba, he's that 3rd guy, and this is a 3-receiver offense, and all of those guys need to contribute.
1st down to the 49. C.J. Stroud, sideline, high and incomplete. Fleming, the intended receiver, broken up by Tywan Mullen. I think Tywan Mullen has had a really solid game for Indiana.
He has, and this is a guy that's had a really good history in this conference. In the COVID year, 2020, he was first team All Big Ten. Maybe gets away with a little bit of contact, but listen, that's been the game today. These officials have allowed both of these teams in the secondary to play tough, get away with contact. I know Stroud wants a penalty right there. Ryan Day wants a penalty, but it does not show up. But Mullen, he's the type of guy that has certainly played really well before in his career and has done so again today.
And the handoff.
Oh, good tackle.
Hayden, no gain.
That was Mullen. That was our guy. That's why I jumped in.
Now, when you talk about Mullen, he's got some serious pedigree. Ravens quarterback Lamar Jackson is his cousin. His brother Trayvon plays corner with the Arizona Cardinals after a standout career at Clemson. 3rd down and 10 at the 49.
Yeah, I mean, Trayvon was great at Clemson, like you said, and he's got another brother, Travell, who's a teammate at Indiana. So great bloodlines.
Division I genes there. 3rd down and 10 at the 49. Here's Stroud again, quickly off his hands, incomplete. Mullen right there, covering Marvin Harrison. Right now, Mullen doing a better job against Marvin Harrison Jr. than Joey Porter did, who could be a first-round draft pick with Penn State a few weeks back.
Yeah, I mean, Harrison had a great day against Penn State. For 10 catches, over 180 yards in that matchup. And today, you know, Mullen's been in phase and gotten away with a little contact at times, but he's done a nice job against Marvin Harrison.
Jesse Mirko. And it's fair caught at the 10.
And by the way, that's relative. I mean, Harrison Jr. still has over 100 yards.
Yes, he does.
Like, you know.
You got to grade him on the curve.
That's right. That's exactly right. This guy's going to get his.
42-7 our score, but questions now for Ohio State. They got the big game coming up on November 26th. Another big game next week. They'll take on Maryland on the road. But if they can get through that game, and if Michigan can get through their game today with Nebraska, 3:30 kick. Another game next week against Illinois in Ann Arbor. Tough game. November 26th could turn out to be epic. But what will the Buckeyes do with this running game? With the defense playing well, Eichenberg.
Man, he's good, isn't he?
He's okay. A little better than okay. Tommy Eichenberg, strong dude. End of the 3rd, 42-7. Buckeyes back for the 4th quarter in Columbus after this. Points in the 1st quarter and 14 in the 3rd. Indiana takes over. 2nd down and 11 at the 9. Josh Henderson in the backfield. High snap. Williams under pressure. Breaks contain and gets out of bounds at the 16. 8-yard run. Michael Hall pushes him out of play.
It's a great example of what Dexter Williams gives you. It's a busted play, and yet he can make you right. And he does, and gains some positive yards here in preparation for 3rd down.
3rd and 3. Dexter Williams. Sideline throw, and that one underthrown. Intended for Kobe. Indiana will send it away.
That is the 8th 3-and-out for Indiana's offense. And yeah, they didn't execute great. Tom Allen can talk to his quarterback there about, hey, you just got to stand in there, be a little bit more patient, and deliver that ball up on his frame. And again, that's part of the learning curve. But on the other side, Gus, this Ohio State team defensively, I mean, they're really good.
They forced Indiana to punt it 10 times. That ball muffed but recovered. Reese Stocksdale, 53-yard punt. Buckeyes on 0 after this.
Creating financial security for more than 150 years. Miyan Williams, boy, he was good in that first half. 147 yards, and then the injury. He went down under the defender and was carted off. The special teams got into the act. Block punt. That led to this touchdown from Cade Stover, and Stover would tack on, get his 2nd touchdown. Nice reach for the end zone right there from 12 yards out. So Williams, 147. Harrison Jr., he's been fantastic today. Over 100 yards receiving as well.
C.J. Stroud remains in the game. And wow, what a run by Xavier Johnson with a burst. Xavier Johnson, nice stunner, cross the field. Xavier down the sideline, the X-Man, 71 yards.
So Xavier Johnson, he's played a little corner, a little wide receiver, a little running back in his career here. Great job up front by the offensive line. Good vision from Johnson. Finds that cutback to the right side. And now it's just about will, right? He's just willing himself across the field. Poor tackling from Indiana and some good speed at the end to finally get into the end zone. Xavier Johnson, what a run right there for the Buckeyes.
48-7, extra point good. Fourth touchdown drive, under 30 seconds today for Ohio State. But look at Xavier Johnson moving. He gets in and hit State Farm. The State Farm Personal Price Plan helps you create an affordable price just for you. Ohio National Guard cadets being sworn in today here at the shoe. 49-7. Our score. Buckeyes leading the Hoosiers. Xavier Johnson with an electric run of 71 yards to give the Buckeyes the 49-7 lead. Jalen Lucas back deep. We start from the 10. Gets outside up to the 30. And finally out of bounds at the 33.
Let's see, 49 - 7, 42. Okay, interesting. Let's go back to that last touchdown.
If you're betting milkshakes,
watch Marvin Harrison, Gus, all the way down the field, like way down the field. And this block, boom! He blocks Brian Fitzgerald. That's the block that springs Xavier Johnson back across the field. Right? Like, I mean, this dude, he's a great player, but then how about the selfless hustle down the field for his teammate?
Let's go downstairs to Jenny.
Marvin Harrison Jr. is still feeling the love from that block, and the teammate who loves it the most, CJ Stroud, he just keeps walking down the sideline saying, "You lit him up." But boy, they are feeling it down here. That one felt good for Marvin.
All right, Dexter Williams with the run. Marvin Harrison Jr. getting an opportunity to take a blow for the meantime. Man, he told me he's always on his little brother Jet, who's 13, playing football now. Jet does 100 push-ups a night.
He says Jet calls him to make sure. He's like, "Hey, I did my push-ups today."
That's right.
Then you asked him, like, "Oh, do you still do your push-ups?" And he goes, "Well, no, Coach Mick, the strength coach, he's got me on a little different program."
You know, it's called, 3 45-pound dumbbells on each side. Most likely. As David Lucas runs it.
You know, it's interesting. Harrison Jr., you know, after his work ethic, we've touched on a little bit, it's turned him into just a far different player than what his dad was. He moves like his dad. His dad's 6 foot, 185. He's 6'4", 205. And think about this, Gus. He benches 380 pounds. He did 22 reps of 225. His pro shuttle is 3.94. He's got a 10.9 broad jump. And on the GPS, he was clocked at 23 miles an hour.
23 miles per hour. Now, fast guys are normally about 22.
That's right. If you're hitting like 21 on field, that's like, oh, wow, like he can run. You know, that's going to raise the eyebrows of a coach. And they track the GPS, so they've got this catapult system. That's when you see like the little lump on their back inside of their jersey. Sometimes you'll see it. That's a catapult system, and it measures how fast they move, how far they move, so that they can try to manage the, you know, amount of running that wide receivers and DBs are doing during the course of the week, and they can clock how fast they run. 23 miles an hour. That's crazy.
And another muffed punt by Stocksdale. And Indiana has the football. Reese Stocksdale is muffed. His second punt of this game. Got the first one back, but this time it's Indiana who recovers.
And what they're trying to do is save Egbuka from having to go back there and field punts, and Stocksdale can't field it cleanly.
So the Hoosiers will take over at the Ohio State 18. Williams with the handoff to Jalen Lucas, and he's swarmed before he gets back to the line of scrimmage. That's a loss of a yard. Cody Simon, nicely done. Josh Proctor in the vicinity.
This series is about pride for this defense. They do not want to give up a late touchdown here.
2nd down and 11. Williams over the middle, caught, and a touchdown for IU. Donovan McCulley, a 19-yard touchdown.
Well, this is a great job of pumping over to the left, right? He's going to put his eyes and just a little shoulder pump over to the left, and then he's going to sneak out down the field. There's a pump right there, and then you're going to sneak down the field past those blocks. You're faking that little wide receiver screen, and then McCulley is wide open for a touchdown.
Tell you, I like some of the things Dexter Williams is doing, the quarterback for Indiana who came in for Connor Bazelak in the first half. Charles Campbell, extra point, good. 49-14. 12:03 to play in the 4th. Indiana refusing to quit, giving it their all, regardless. Noon on Fox. I just wonder sometimes, Ryan Day, so much pressure on this man. He has to win, Joel, every game.
Yeah, period.
And you have to win big.
That's right. Well, you've got to win by a very specific score.
That's right.
You know, and
as of right now, with the score 49-14.
Well, this is what we're looking at coming down November 26th. The only 2 FBS teams in the top 10 in both scoring offense and defense are ranked 1st and 2nd in point differential in college football. And the last meeting with both teams at 11-0 was that epic battle here in the shoe, the same week that Woody died, or Bo Schembechler had passed that week, and Ohio State and Michigan faced in that epic clash. Troy Smith, that was a great game, and we can only hope that we get a game equal to what that game was back in '06.
Ohio State, if they can hold on and win this football game, will take on Maryland at Maryland next week. Michigan will be at home against Illinois. They have to defeat Nebraska today. Hayden. So many interesting questions. Can the Buckeyes beat the Wolverines without a running game?
Well,
is the Henderson situation just precautionary, or is it possible?
I believe it's more precautionary. You know, I think that if Travion had to go this week or next week, he probably could and will, in particular next week. And they were trying to get as healthy as he can for this stretch run. I will tell you, though, the matchup is a great one against Michigan, because Michigan is so improved from what they were a few years ago.
And Harrison Jr., another big catch as he gets to midfield. A gain of 24. Bradley Jennings brings him down. Marvin Harrison Jr. over 100 yards receiving, and Jennings Jr. is down. Harrison Jr., 7 catches, 135, and a touchdown. And we'll step away, 49-14. Back after this. Team in the nation undefeated, looking to go 10-0 now against Indiana with 11 minutes to play here in the 4th. Xavier Johnson, the converted wide receiver, in the backfield, catches it out of the backfield, picks up a 1st down. He already has a 71-yard touchdown in this game. Gains 13. Cade Turner with the tackle.
Yeah, as a young player, you know, as much as you don't want to see your teammates go down with injury, you have to understand that is your moment to step up and seize the opportunity. And to a large extent, Xavier has done that today.
1st down at the 37. Ohio State in no hurry. C.J. Stroud so patient, closing in on 300 yards passing. Here's a handoff. Hayden. And Hayden with a first. Down the sideline, out of bounds, inside the 20. Bryson Bonds knocks him out of play, but it's a 20-yard gain.
With this run, you're going to go over the 300-yard mark. And a nice little cut right there from Dallin Hayden. He finds the seam and he's able to get vertical. This offensive line has done a really nice job today. You know, they came in and listen, you're Ohio State. You need to go dominate Indiana in the trenches, and they've done that. Gus, if you look up at the end of the day, all of a sudden, 317 yards rushing the ball at over 8.5 per carry. I think a lot of people are going to be very pleased with the way that they ran the ball, even with the running back depth issues that they've had since Miyan Williams went down in the first half.
606 yards of total offense for Ohio State. Once again, Hayden, he'll drag defenders forward. Turner stops him. 9-yard gain. And a timeout on the field. Look at the balance on offense for Ohio State. Close to 300 passing yards, 4 passing touchdowns, a season high in rushing yards at 326 and 3 rushing touchdowns.
You know, they've been one of the most balanced offenses in the country ever since Ryan Day arrived here. At first as an assistant under Urban Meyer, and then ever since he took the reins as the head coach in 2019. Since that 19 season, since he became the head coach full-time, they're the #1 scoring offense in the country. They're the #1 total offense in the country. They're the #1 offense in terms of yards per play. They're the #1 rushing average offense in the country. And they're #3 in passing yards per attempt. Like, they do everything well. That's why, you know, when you actually talk with them in the building and you come in and you be like, oh man, you guys struggled a little bit last week running the ball. They look at you like, what do you want us to do, man? You know what I mean? The standard and expectation for this coaching staff and these players is just so high.
Stroud sprints out, throws on the move, and another touchdown. This time it's Kamryn Babb.
That is a great story. Oh. Kamryn Babb, 5th season with the program. Has his degree in communications. Highly recruited player, but could not get on the field. Injury after injury. Knee injury after knee injury. And now finally gets on the field.
And that was his first career touchdown.
And look at his teammates.
Wow, how cool is that?
He earned the block O, the coveted block O with that #0. And you just see the enthusiasm that his teammates have for him.
And that's the thing about Ohio State, folks. I've been covering the Buckeyes for over 25 years now, football and basketball. And there's something about this school, something about this program where they just have this unbelievable spirit of support. Support their teammates, classmates, professors, administrators, coaches.
Man, that's fun to see, isn't it?
Yes, it is. It's a great environment.
Babb was voted captain last year in 2021 before injuring his knee again.
Kicking team number 65. 5-yard penalty. This out of the track.
Gus, he's so well thought of, not just among his teammates, but this entire campus. He was actually one of just 3 Ohio State students that was presented the honor of speaking at the President Christina M. Johnson's investiture, and obviously did an excellent job. I mean, this guy has done it the right way, suffered the injuries, faced the adversity, stayed here as a Buckeye, and now finds the end zone.
Such an emotional moment for this man. And here's the touchdown. How about C.J. Stroud? It doesn't matter who was on the field. He was going to throw it to Kamryn Babb.
That's right. And that play call was for Kamryn Babb. C.J. Stroud, Ryan Day.
Marvin Harrison Jr. Open arms, a warm, warm embrace from his teammates.
Man, this sport, man.
This school, something different about these Bucks, man.
Because there's nothing like it, right? There's nothing like it.
You would know, not me.
There's nothing like it. You get in a room with 100 guys that you don't know from all different backgrounds and races and religions and belief patterns, and you come together and you put your own agenda aside and you start striving for a common goal. You root for one another. You sweat. You bleed. You face adversity. You know, people say college football is broken. That's what college football is all about.
Now, you know what Babb may be thinking in the back of his mind? Maybe I can get another one.
Can you imagine what his parents are feeling right now?
Man. After all he's been through.
Alana and Tyrone and Amanda Babb.
First and 10 of the 17. Dexter Williams runs it with space, gets a first down, keeps going, and gains 18 yards. And it just doesn't stop. Everybody wants to give Kamryn Babb a little bit of love. First down, Indiana. And they'll run it. Henderson gains 3. Cody Simon with the tackle.
Makes me a little emotional, to be honest with you.
Remember your days at Colorado.
Well, and it's, you know, I just don't think people understand the level of commitment and dedication that you have to have. And when it doesn't go your way, it's hard, man. Like when you have an injury like that, it is hard. It's depressing.
So much promise coming into the university.
He was a top 100 recruit, you know, coming in here. He hurt his knee his senior year of high school. And, you know, you have this vision of what it's going to be like
when you go to the NFL.
And it's going to be great, you know, and got the world by his tail. And when it doesn't go that way, it's hard. Can you imagine the dark moments for a guy with that many injuries?
Especially when you're between 18 and 22. Third down and 3 at the 40. There'll be some building block moments for certain parts of this Indiana team as well.
That's right. That's right. I think that they found a quarterback that over the last few weeks of this season they can try to build around and develop for next year.
On 3rd and 3, they won't get it. .6:40 and counting to play. 4th down. Indiana will punt with the score 56-14. Tell you what, one man that's got a workout in today is James Evans.
I was just going to say,
Indiana punter.
How many punts?
James Evans sends it away. And this ball will be fair caught by Jaden Ballard. Let's go downstairs to Jen.
Guys, the emotion, and I know we've been watching it, but wow, Kamryn Babb, I just pulled him aside, and he was almost speechless because of the support and what he has been through. And Marvin Harrison Jr. looked over at me and he said, you don't even know what this guy has been through. I mean, the ACLs, just the time after time and the fight to get back. There were tears in so many of these players' eyes, and it does bring you back, right, to what this game is about. It's about a brotherhood. It's about the support. And Kamryn Babb is feeling the love, and he is still embracing it right now, guys.
All right, thank you, Jenny. And with 6:13 to play here in the 4th quarter, Ohio State with the big lead. Talk about love, talk about support. Jenny Taft, we're going to miss you when you go to Qatar.
You're going to do awesome. Ginny's going to be embedded with the United States team in Qatar for the World Cup, giving reports, filing reports, covering each game that the guys are playing over there. Ginny, you're going to do a phenomenal job, like you always do.
Guys, thank you. You know, if I could be in 2 places at once, it's such an honor to cover a World Cup, and it only happens every 4 years, right? We know that, but being away from my football family, it's bittersweet because we really are a family, and love you guys. Thank you.
Love you too. 2nd and 6 at the 16. New quarterback in for Ohio State, Kyle McCord. And what's the future like for Kyle McCord with C.J. Stroud as the leader, potentially going on to play professionally next year?
Offside. Defense, number 98. 5-yard penalty. Still 2nd down.
Well, CJ may move on. That guy can't move on, right?
That, yeah.
Wow, so Kyle McCord's future's pretty bright. Marvin Harrison Jr. is still going to be here, isn't he?
That's right.
You know, I mean, tongue-in-cheek, but Gus, I mean, that's really, you know, the ceiling for a quarterback is only as high as his wide receivers can build the frame. And Marvin Harrison Jr. is the best wide receiver in college football. He is this year. I mean, he's going to have my vote for the Biletnikoff Award. And, you know, if it's Kyle McCord or Devin Brown, the young player, you know, and today 7 catches for 135 and a touchdown. And, you know, it's just like every week he can do that. Always open, never drops it.
Always.
It's a good combination to have.
Kyle McCord, 5-star prospect, was the nation's number 3 quarterback in the class of 2021. Hayden gives a good work in today. Yeah, and Hayden.
Gus, you look at kind of the Heisman race. I say the ceiling's only as high as, you know, where your wide receivers can build the frame. Let's take a look at what's going on around the country. Okay, so I think Caleb Williams may have, you know, climbed his way up the mountain. Bijan did pretty good, but last week you got a couple of guys that maybe come down to the middle, and now you're all kind of chasing and looking up at the Heisman Trophy up on top of that mountain. I think now here with just a few weeks to go, you're looking at C.J. Stroud, betting favorite to win the Heisman Trophy, 297 and 5 touchdowns today. That's going to impress everybody. Hendon Hooker at Tennessee, Blake Corum at Michigan. You know, I've always thought, Gus, you need stages to win that trophy, right? There is going to be no bigger stage in college football than November 26th in Ohio Stadium. And you've got 2 of the best teams in the country, 2 guys that are going to be vying for that award, and C.J. Stroud and Blake Corum. I honestly think it comes down to that day and that result between those 2 guys.
If both teams can be undefeated going into that.
Let's just say they'll be favored to do that.
Yes, they will. But you never know. 3rd down and 1 at the 31. Hayden again. 1st down. Now the countdown is on because the World Cup is just 8 days away. Jenny will be there. And on Monday the 21st, Christian Pulisic and the U.S. will play their long-awaited opener against Wales. And you could win $1 million. Fill out your World Cup bracket at foxsports.com. /bracket and play for free. Ballard. A gain of 23 yards.
Just to give you a sense of like the depth in recruiting at Ohio State, Kyle McCord to Jaden Ballard, that would probably be the battery for almost every other school in the country this year. You know, for probably, Gus, 115 of the 130 schools, those 2 guys would be starters and be putting up monster numbers.
First down and 10 at the 42. High snap, handle, Hayden. But here's the question. Why would you go to a school if you're that prolific of a prep player, when there's a huge chance that you might not get a chance to play.
Well, okay, so there may be a chance that you don't get on the field, but there's not.
But you don't think that.
Well, of course, right? You're going to bet on yourself as a competitor. That's number one. And number two, Gus, these guys are successful on the field, right? Like, they don't miss. Think about the quarterbacks that they've had, the wide receivers that now they're stacking one after another. They do not miss. They produce, and they're going to get a chance at the next level. Think of the 2 first-round wide receivers from last year, right? You got Chris Olave and Garrett Wilson. They're right now, by the way, as far as yardage goes, the top 2 rookie receivers in the National Football League. And they're going to have another probably first-round pick this spring at wide receiver in Jackson Smith-Njigba, first-round quarterback in C.J. Stroud. Then they're going to have another first-round pick in Marvin Harrison Jr. You know, I mean, so you come here because when it's your chance, you're going to produce. And that production is going to afford you the opportunity to go to the next level. And that's why guys would come and put themselves in line at a place like Ohio State.
Quickly, Jackson Smith-Njigba, an update.
He's trying to get back. There's a lot of speculation out there that, oh, you know, he's going to shut it down and just go to the NFL. Jackson Smith-Njigba is a competitor. He wants to play. He wants to play for Ohio State. Can't get himself healthy as of yet. He's going to try to get on the field. Ryan Day would love to have him on the field, obviously. But as of right now, it remains uncertain whether he's going to be able to get back for that Michigan game or for a Big Ten championship game or potentially for a playoff.
So the final